Okay, good morning BSRT3 students. Can I say welcome back to UEP? And this is the first day of your school year under the new normal. Okay, so welcome to my subject. This is RT317. This is quality assurance and quality control. So, we know for a fact that quality beats quantity all the time. 'Di ba? So kailangan we have to elevate our existing knowledge, skills, and attitude towards the future radiologic technologists. Okay, so in this subject, we will discuss the quality assurance and quality control, emphasizing on radiographic imaging systems. So two areas of activity are designed to ensure the best possible diagnosis at an acceptable patient radiation dose and with minimum cost. These are quality assurance and quality control. There is still some confusion about these terms, but responsible organizations are developing clearer definitions. Both programs rely on proper record keeping. I know that assessing a good quality is not new to you. Since you were enrolled under with me in RT213, the principles of imaging, you keep on assessing yourself, especially on producing good quality radiograph. Okay, so let's take a look back as we define the radiographic image quality, because as we know, I have been requiring you to produce your good quality radiograph, di ba? So we have defined that radiographic image quality is the exactness of representation of patient's anatomy on radiographic image. High quality image are required so that radiologists can make accurate diagnosis. Okay, so let's take a look at the different testimonies of the former BSRT2 students who are now BSRT3. Ano? So we have here pictures of Miss Vanessa Benitero and Mr. Justin Lawrence Alba. So this is taken from the UEP Radtech Facebook fan page. So Miss Benitero shared that experience is the best teacher. The making of my first radiograph would imply that there is no such thing as perfect. It was such a great experience though. For a beginner like me, I still consider my radiograph of good quality. I admit it was really difficult, but thank God I did it. There are heaps of challenges. Technical factors to name, KVP, MAS, SID, and the worst probably is the way I handled the film during manual processing. And Mr. Justin Lawrence Alba said that it is quite fulfilling being able to produce our own radiographs. So this actually made us feel as though we are on our chosen career. Since our radiographs were considered good for beginners, it gave me some sort of inspiration, a motivation how to properly deal my soon-to-be daily routines once my license as radiologic technologist becomes tangible. This activity is memorable since I am taking my humble journey of transforming myself an allied health professional. Okay, so both of them mentioned about quality. Miss Binetero said that her radiograph was of good quality, and Mr. Alba said it was also of good quality. So that's it's good to think that you, as future radiologic technologist, especially you came from the University of Eastern Philippines, you keep on evaluating yourself, ano, to become good radiologic technologist, especially in terms of the image that you will produce. Para naman, hopefully, maging okay na tayo sa 2021 and makapag-intern na kayo sa hospital. So sasabihin na, oy, magagaling pala yung mga taga-UEP, ang gaganda ng image quality nila, no? So yun yung mga gusto kong marinig, kaya I'm putting pressure on you. Okay, sige. So since we are now on quality assurance and quality control, so we will I want to say that this is part of your continuous, you have to build yourself continually. So, hindi dapat na kontento na kayo kasi nakakapag-x-ray na kayo, marunong na kayong mag-x-ray. What I'm trying to say is that kailangan nakakapag-x-ray na kayo at maganda talaga yung kuha, maganda ang quality. And in a larger sense, hindi lang yung image, yung maganda yung quality. Kailangan maganda din yung service na na-render nyo sa inyong number one client, sa inyong patient. And that is the main objective of this subject, this quality assurance and quality control. So we will start our discussion by discussing the Joint Commission. So healthcare organizations often adopt formal structured quality assurance or the QA models. The Joint Commission, the TJC, promotes the 10-step monitoring and evaluation process. This QA program uses the 10-step process to resolve identified patient care problems. So, just a sort of an eye-opener, the Joint Commission is one of the, can I say, accrediting agencies or certifying agencies to judge whether your hospital or your institution is now following the international standards. Sige, mas simplify na natin. Mas polished na yung services na nare-render ng inyong institution, which is parang naka-level up na tayo or na-level na tayo sa standard ng US, ng Europe, ng Canada, or kung ano pang countries na hinahangaan natin. So that's part or that's one of the major says of the Joint Commission. So I don't want to be biased, although the book only mentioned about the Joint Commission. So there are other certifying agencies. Like in the University of Eastern Philippines, we are applying for certification from the ISO. We have the ISO 9001 2015 version. So, we have to be aligned with the international standards. Okay? So, what I'm trying to say is, kailangan i-level up na natin yung practice. We have to level up the standard of practice. So, our existing skills, knowledge, and attitude should be leveled up. So, okay. The Joint Commission again mentioned about the 10-step practices. So, number 1, assign responsibility. Number 2, delineate scope of care. Number 3, identify aspects of care. Number 4, identify outcomes that affect the aspects of care. Number 5, establish limits of the scope of assessment. So, sa book kasi wala naman siyang na-mention na mga discussion about these items. So, personal ko lang na opinion to for items 1 to 5. So, probably, the Joint Commission speaks about the quality management system. Tawag natin dito sa UEP is the QMS. So, this is more of the managerial level. Pansin nyo, assign responsibility, delineate scope of care. So, we are here more of engaging people. So, we want our colleagues to be part of our working team. Kasi quality is not the effort of a single person. Kailangan dito, para maging maganda yung quality, it should be a team effort. Okay? So, performance level ng bawat member ng isang company or ng isang department. So, para mas maganda daw yung output, kailangan we have to engage people. Kailangan ipa-feel natin na member sila ng isang working team. So, we have to assign them responsibility. Okay? We have to delineate the scope of care. Kailangan identified yung task nila. Okay? So, whatsoever. So, this subject kasi, quality assurance and quality control, kung mapapansin nyo, is wide caliber, marami siyang scope. So these items 1 to 5 of the TJC, hindi na lang ako mag-go deeper because you have your subject, di ba, leadership, administration and entrepreneurship under Mr. Capuno. So probably isa to sa mga mame-mention niya. I'm not so sure ha. Okay, so next, item 6 to 10, sabi dito, collect and emphasize data, evaluate care when outcomes are reached, take action to improve care, assess and document actions, communicate information to organization-wide quality assurance programs. So kumbaga, 6 to 10, the TJC mentioned about the evidence-based practice. So there are emerging problems na gusto niyang mabigyan ng atensyon. Okay, sige. Balikan natin si Miss Binitero at saka si Mr. Alba. Okay, so let's take for example, Miss Binitero is working in Hospital A, whereas Mr. Alba is working in Hospital B. Tapos, parehas lang ang lugar, let's say in Katarman. Now, may time or mabutan time, let's say for example enrollment. So magi-expect kita nga damuan mapa X-ray. So an iba mapa X-ray kan Hospital A, an iba mapa X-ray kan Hospital B. So basehan mga nagpa X-ray, sugad nira mas maupay daw magpa X-ray Hospital A. Nano, barato na, maupay pa daw magdara ang radtech. O tas malakpas-pas ang resulta pag release ang procedure. Whereas didikan Hospital B, mahal-mahal guti ay ang presyo. Ba, pamati ko napaganan siya pa ni Mr. Alba. Tapos maisog daw mag-X-ray. Nanunainin. Tapos maiha ko na mag-release ang result. So, what do you think? Hain mas damo magpapa-X-ray. So, that's part of your quality assurance and quality control. So, in this subject, ginme-measure natin, it's not just only the film that you produced, but the service of your institution as a whole. Sabi ko nga, ini nga subject parang fast forward ni, diri ni kay pan BSRT, pan MSRT ini, pan masteral na ini. Sige. Sa usahon taniyan. Okay, so let's come to quality assurance. So to ensure that health organizations are committed to providing high quality services and care, accrediting agencies encourage the adoption of QA models such that recommended by TJC. QA deals with people. A program of QA monitors proper patient scheduling, reception, and preparation. So do not be confused ha. Quality assurance, we deal on the process. We deal on the service that we render to our client. Kung maupay ba ang pagdara ni mo haira from start to pakahuman nira ito nga imo service. So as I've been saying, quality assurance is not a single effort. So it's a result of working effort of every member of the institution. Halimbawa, pag sakuban pasyente ha clinic, maupay ang smile ang receptionist. Hello ma'am, good morning, how can I help you? So parang feeling ng client parang, hala, welcome na welcome ako in din nga place. Tapos pag x-ray pa, x-ray pa dito ang radtech nga, hello ma'am, how can I help you? Mag-x-ray kita ha, kalma lang. Diba? So, the patient mismo, parang na-feel niya nga, hala ka, pahira magdara. Although, siya, may mga, kasi waray naman institution nga perfect, So, in the long run, the patient mismo, siya na magpro-promote yung mga kilala. Dito ka mo pagpa-x-ray, Hospital A, kay maupay as in ganado. Ito. So, that's part of your quality assurance. So, remember, that, again, quality assurance is based on the process, on the service that you render towards your client. Okay, so On the other hand, quality control is more tangible and obvious than QA. It is a program of QC is designed to ensure that the radiologist is provided with an optimal image produced through good equipment performance and resulting in a minimal patient radiation dose. QC deals with instrumentation and equipment. Okay, so na-found out na hospital ni Alba 25 patients per day ang era client. Pero ang era katapat na hospital, si Hospital A, nga parehas man parehas, let's take, parehas sa private, ano. So, Hospital A, naabot siya in 100 patients per day. So, dito, gin-investigaran, nga nasabtan, nga maisog ngayon ni Mr. Alba. Baalo, Mr. Alba, nano kay maisog ka man mag-x-ray na. So, ganito ang explanation ni Mr. Alba. Kasi naman, ma'am, ninot dire mag-iisog pag x-ray. Wakay na ang aton x-ray machine. Dire na siya. Kapira ako mag-expose. Dire, waray na i-emit nga radiation. Nano ba ini nga machine? Tapos sa dark room, waray kita proper nga supply. Ganon. So, that's part of your quality control. So siguro malipong ang ulo ni Alba kay tungod nga the instruments or the equipment naging gagamit niya diri swak kan iya gusto nga output, ano. So that's part again of your quality control. Okay, so whereas siguro sa Hospital B nakichismis man kita ngadto maupayan era machine, no. Tapos maupayan era si Alba kasi manual pa, tapos dito kan hospital kan binitero automatic na. So, mas paspas dito ang era production ng x-ray. Di si Alba kay nagmamanual pa taon, nagiiniha pa dito 1001 to 1060 at to dark room ta, mao na naglilipong siya. So, that's part of your quality control programs. Okay, sige. Quality begins with proper equipment selection. The performance levels stated in these specifications should reflect the anticipated needs for successful utilization of the procedure room as envisioned by the radiologist and the technologist. Okay, sige. Para diri maglipong na Mr. Alba, nag-decide ang kanra hospital. Sige, let's invest para tapatan tayo ning herabinitero nga tago 100 patients per day kita 25 la nano inin an era mga diri nira ma-perform king kakadinala aton. Sige, mag-invest kita hin bag-o nga machine now. So, proper equipment selection. So, kailangan magbalyo nga ni kamuhin machine, diri lang ito kay ang gusto sa radiologist. Syempre, as end user, may say kita. So, again, susulisit ito yung idea si hospital admin nanot maupay nga machine. So, napagchismis naton nga ang hospital ni Rabinetero nagamit na ran 300 MA. Hala, sige, tatapatan ta hindi. Let's say, for example, hospital ni Rabinetero, CT scan naman, CT scan, para dire x-ray. Sa hospital ni Rabinetero, 64 slices pa, nira CT scan. Sige, ang hospital ni Mr. Alba, mabalyo na ini. Sige, mabalyo kita hinkuan. 640 slices nga CT scan. Oh, syaro ito dida dire naton mapatapatan ito era image quality, ano. So this is, again, should be collaborated efforts. Kailangan decided ang iyo company or decided ang mga radtech. For example, MRI, ano ka test, pera ka Tesla iti yung babalyoon nga x-ray x-ray na tuloy nga MRI. So kailangan may specifications kita, ano. Pero ba nabalyo kayo laptop or nabalyo kahin cellphone, syempre labi na yan na kay online classes. So, papiliun kahin na, let's say, okay, I want to be safe naman. Sige, papiliun ka between two cellphones. Masin ka nga, okay, mas gusto ko adi kay iti memory capacity medyo hataas. Tapos, diri siya madali mag-lowbat. Tapos, paupay di siya naghahang, ganun-ganon. Diba? So, kailangan may da kamo specification, kailangan maupay. Mag-invest naman la kamo, should be of good quality na nga machine. Sige, pakadikita deeper nga quality control program. So as I've said, ini nga topic naton parang fast forward na siya. Parang advance na kamo as chief radtech la. Dirila kay Radtech, Chief Radtech na talaga. So an acceptable QC program consists of 3 steps: acceptance, testing, routine performance monitoring, and maintenance. Each new piece of radiologic equipment, whether it is X-ray producing or image processing, should be acceptance tested before it is applied clinically. Okay, sige. Sekreto lainin natin ha. Pero kaya din naman kita hin. Actually, before ako nag-upload hin video, I want to see nga parang although igbash man ako, diri ganun ka masakit akon. Kaya I keep on editing or kikita ko talaga quality hit akon video. Parang hay ba dire pagad siya pasado pero kay para ha iyo ginihimo ko na lain nga parang feeling ko best na. Okay. So government kasi we have una balik kita ha, equipment selection. Okay. May na kita nakapili na kamo. Nag-decide na kamo nga maunit iyo babalyoon nga X-ray. So, now, Chief Radtech mahikigistorya na siya sa admin. Ma'am, kasi amon Radtech nga to, specifically Mr. Alba, malipong permit ulo ko nag-X-ray kay ganito. Ngayon bisan kami nakaka-experience kami. Oh, di ba? Supported ni Mr. Alba. So, i-justify na niyo. So, maswad kami nga magbalyo na kita ng X-ray, ma'am, nga bago. O mag-invest na kita sa ni. So, masaringan admin, okay, that's good. Sige, may budget man kita. So, government or any hospital siguro, may da kami tinatawag nga PR, purchase request. So, ito purchase request, kailangan add to dito an aton specifications. Labi na kun maagi ituhin bidding. Okay, sige. Ngali kita bidding. Ano? Ha government kasi pag itimo procurement at itimo purchase is 50,000 and above, maagi na siya for sure in bidding. Kailangan at least 3 nga companies it ma-join for bidding. Otherwise, pwede ito hiya ma-declare nga failure to bid. So, let's say an imo PR is nag-abot lang siya in 49,000 and below. So, ginhimo ito namon is tinatawag ito namon nga canvas. So, maghahanap kami hin minimum 3 nga tindahan nga maghahatag amon hin mga presyo. Of course, the lower cost tapos maupay nga service, amo pipilion hit iyo company, ito yung institution. Okay, balik kita. So, na-post na muna, na-bid na. So, during selection, tinatawag ito namon nga bidding process. Mas maupay nga ikaw nga Radtech or representative, especially ikaw nga Chief Radtech, malingkod ka dito ha, bidding process. May kasi ito tinatawag nga pre-bid tapos may final bidding. Kaya para makapili ka dito, ano nga machine ito iyo talaga maupay. So, may datutulo nga company. Si Company 1, nag-o-offer siya ng, let's say, 150 MA. Tapos, ang amount niya is 1.5 million. Okay. Si Company 2, nag-o-offer siya. Ang iyo specs na gimbutang 150 MA pero ang iya machine 200 MA. Tapatan niya hi Company 1. So an offer niya nga price is the same, 1.5 million. Adiliwat si Company 3, nag-o-offer siya ng kaparehas ng MA kan Company 2. Let's say para to 200 MA pero may freebie pa siya nga ultrasound. Na, sige daw, hain man timpipilion dida. Tapos paprehas lang ang presyo, ano? So, the better nga price, okay, tapos maupay ang mga may hatag nira nga specifications, so siguro, amot pipilion ni company. Iba nga issue, di na kito maaram, ha, direct di rin ako maka-istorya, kaya waray pa ako hiton experience sa bidding. Or, I had an experience about sa x-ray machine, and it went well naman, okay? Kaya napili natin ito nga, aton x-ray machine sa x-ray room. Okay, so after sa bidding, of course, i-deliver na ito. After sa bidding, nakapili na kamo, no? So, i-deliver na ito nga machine. So, maagi siya hin acceptance testing. So, sa acceptance testing, it must be done by someone other than the manufacturer's representative. because it is designed to show that the equipment is performing within the manufacturer's specifications and is producing an acceptable patient radiation dose. So take note ha, it maghihimot acceptance test diri an nag-deliver. Kundi an gin tatagan. Kumbaga ikaw nag-order ka sa Lazada, paron balita yan ano. Nag-order yan laptop, pag abot bato ngayon. Parehas ito at may nanabuha sa acceptance testing. Anaton yan during bidding process an iya gin recommend an iya gin present nga item is 200 mA, kailangan i-install dito nga machine is 200 mA gihapon. Okay, so pag abot ito delivery, i-check ito. Sa UEP, we have the Quality Assurance Department, QA. So, somebody in that department, here it nagka-conduct in acceptance testing. Kung talaga, ang specifications that was presented during bidding or your purchase request mismo, nimo, is amot iya i-deliver. Okay. Kailangan diri taga company, ang supplier ang maga-acceptance test. Kailangan from your institution. Usa pa ito dida nga importante nimo kaya kailangan natin acceptance testing. Halimbawa gin-install na an machine, wala siya nag-agihin acceptance test. Tapos paggamit nimo nawakay siya. So sino sasalaon niya na hospital? Di ba ikaw nga radtech, ikaw gumamit, paggamit mo lang nawakay, dako pa naman ang investment. Kaya kailangan umagingon sa acceptance testing. That's part of your quality control program. Next, when periodic monitoring shows that equipment is not performing as was intended, maintenance or repair is necessary. Preventive maintenance usually makes repair necessary. So ikaw kasi as radtech, you have the duty. Pag sulod mo hospital, kailangan conscious ka na nga ma-duty ka as radtech. Iton ba nga pag-abot mo, dire ka magsisinelphonon ka, magtatrabaho ka. So pag-abot mo, so pwede ka mag-warm up sa x-ray machine, mag-mix and processing solution sa dark room, 'di ba? So that's part of your routine. As we've been saying, kailangan before ka man umatubang sa imo kliyente, before ka umatubang sa pasyente, kailangan andam na imo magagagamiton nga mga equipment or paraphernalia. Kaya nga when you were under with me sa equipment maintenance, may mga task ka mo, 'di ba? Nagwa-warm up ka mo sa x-ray machine, nagmi-mix ka mo na aton solution, ginilimpyuhan na niyon x-ray room. So that's part of your quality assurance program. And I was quite proud of that. So congratulations, at least may idea na kamo about preventive maintenance. Okay, so as we've mentioned sa aton equipment maintenance, although naabutan tayo ng lockdown, I hope nabasa niyo. So we have 3 forms of maintenance. So we have routine maintenance, yung tipong pagpasok mo, ganun yung gagawin mo. So yung routine mo yan. Halimbawa, magwa-warm up ka, so that's part of your routine. Preventive maintenance, let's say for example, yung ginawa natin before sa dark room, you've conducted the safe light test. So part yun ng preventive maintenance. And by the way, before I forget, this subject will focus on the different preventive maintenance na mga procedures. Along with the safe light test, meron pa tayong ibang gagawin na mga procedures. But sad to say, because of this pandemic, wala muna tayong laboratory. I hope you will bear with me lang muna. Kasi, kung okay lang naman talaga, allowed naman kayo gumamit kasi that's our intention. Again, as I've been saying, kailangan ma-fine-tune natin yung skills, knowledge at saka attitude ninyo bilang mga future radiologic technologists who graduated from the University of Eastern Philippines. Kasi that's also our joy, our happiness kung makakabati kami nga maupit feedback ka iyo gin-applyan nga company. So we have non-scheduled maintenance. For example, may na-found out niyo during your, let's say for example, so if you still remember, ang iyo first nga laboratory activity under with me and sa principles of imaging, we have that sensitometric strip test wherein na-found out naton that there was a problem in the collimator. Na-found out naton nga both sides and film maray man exposure. So, we performed non-scheduled maintenance. So, I called the supplier or the company nga i-check ang collimation and then nag-perform siya ng preventive maintenance. O pa na lawa replacement. So, gin-realign lang niya ang collimation. So, that's part of our quality control. Okay, so kailangan ining balikon ta ha, ining upat ma-assure naton. Although, sabi dito, 3 steps lang. Kasi, diri man every now and then, magbabalyo ka mo machine. Kumbaga, ini nga tutulo, consider ni nga existing an iyo machine. Kailangan, nag-agi siya acceptance. So, ini nga duhat pinaka-importante. Every now and then, kailangan may maintenance tayo. Kasi, to assure that, okay, so, government or fiscal management, we call our investment, ito like for example, x-ray machine, CT scan machine, may dito term naging gagamit sa government, that's capital outlay. Meaning, yung mga pangmatagalan na mga procurement or mga binili ng isang company. So, paano siya magtatagal kung wala tayong monitoring at saka maintenance? Halimbawa, pagsulod mo diretso ka dayon hala skeletal survey wari nga ni ma-warm up an x-ray machine, diretso ka dayon feed in 100 film sa automatic processor nga in fact waray mo anay siya na check aniya ito prior to your task. Maintenance naman waray di ka mo nagpe-perform iti mo time temperature chart sa dark room dire siya updated, di ba? So, mawawa kay dayon, sayang ang investment ang hospital. Pero ba't iyo relasyon? Huna mo pang forever. So, huna mo kay ka muna. So, confident ka la. Waray ka na turo text ta iya, di ka na nangungumusta iya. So, adto na, nagsugad na siya. Tara, mag-break na lang kita. I think this relationship will not be working anymore. And then, nagsugad ka, hala, bakit? Saan ako nagkamali? Kasi, waray ka ngayon monitoring and maintenance. Char, ang galing ko mag-advise. Parang may love life ako. Okay, balitaw. So, maintenance or highlight ko lahat, kailangan, importante. Kaya, kung mapapansin niyo, most of our topics here will deal mostly on the preventive maintenance or the monitoring and maintenance checking. Okay, so in a large medical center hospital where the medical physicist is a member of the professional staff, he or she performs many of the routine activities and supervises other activities. With the help of the QC technologists and radiologic engineers, the medical physicist sees that all necessary monitoring measurements and observations are performed. Sana all may medical physicist and may engineer. Okay, so hindi lahat kasi ng institution gifted ng physicist at saka engineer. Okay, so sa UEP, glad to say, may engineer pero hindi naman ako wala naman tayong coordination with the College of Engineering pa. Okay, so that's one of the nabati ko lang that's every hospital should now have a quality assurance manual at kailangan din doon makikita yung quality control programs ninyo. Okay, so quality control programs in a larger sense, kailangan na-check na talaga yung x-ray machine, kung talagang napasok sa standard yung collimation, at kung ano-ano pa ang standard natin. So, kailangan, mas maganda talaga na na-check talaga ng isang medical physicist. Yung kinatatakutan lang kasi ng mga hospitals kasi that will magkakaroon na naman ng problema sa budgeting. So, gagastos na naman yung hospital. But for us naman, para mas maganda yung working output or mas maganda yung mga output na nabibigay ng ating makina or ng investment ng ating institution, mas maganda talaga siyang na-check ng either ng physicist or ng engineer. Okay, so as I've been saying, this quality assurance and quality control subject will deal mostly on the different quality control tests. Okay, so kung di man naton madiscuss ini tanan, at least makaptan naton ini nga pipira dinhi nga mga nakasurat. This is based on the Conference of Radiation Control Program Directors. So we have the tests and what is the frequency of conducting such tests. So we have warm-up procedures of your X-ray tube. Kailangan daily siya. Di ba? Pagpasok mo, kailangan na-warm upan imo X-ray machine. Kaya pag sulod mo, di kita maaram nga more than 100 ngayon na nimo pasyente for that day. So, na-prevent naton nga bumigay siya, no? So, processor, the automatic processor quality control. So, this should be daily prior to the developing of films and after service. Kailangan, ma-assess naton ang aton kung aligned pa ba ang mga gears, and mga rollers and aton processing automatic processor para dire siya pumalya. Same as true with the darkroom quality control, daily and may daliwat weekly. Kailangan updated mo imo sensitometric strips. Ano? Kay bangin sunod nga pag-develop mo, mag-iinihap ka na dito sa darkroom when 5060. Hala, nag-inihap ka na, di ba? Kasi weak na ang imo processing solution. So kailangan ma-check mo siya every day. Imo processing solution. System and constancy check, so monthly and after service. Okay, so mga let's say for example, system and okay, so collimation. Okay. So, ano pa? An intensity output, MAS output, an imo X-ray tube. Okay, so check mo yan. View boxes. Ang iba kasi diri na kiporke naka-produce na hera ang silip-silip naka maupay an kuha nira diri na nira kin check an view box. Kasi view box dito baya maghihimon aton diagnosis and aton radiologist. Kailangan working functional siya, di ba? Kailangan wala dito nakahalo nga mga impurities or mga dirt. Kasi bangin may tuldok dito nga hugaw, rigsok. So, mabasa dito ang doktor nga la, may kuan man siya, may foreign body. Ngayon, kay dirt ngayon, have view box. So, tanan ngayon mababasa, may mga foreign body, ano. Visual checklist. Okay, so, ano yung mga items, kailangan, may monthly inventory. Repeat analysis, quarterly. May mga logbook kita ito dapat, kung napansin niyo, may dako dito sa UEP. Di ba may record tayo ng spoilage. So, may computation kasi yan kung paano ma-analyze natin. So, bakit nagkaroon ng maraming repeat yung mga estudyante ko. So, that will be analyzed and we perform yan. So, based sa CRCPD, that will be performed quarterly. Film and chemical storage. Okay, we have to update our supplies. Kay bangin, mag-x-ray na kita, naubusan na ngayon in film. Di na kita mga ngarawat pasyente or nawarayan atong supply. Okay? So, artifact evaluation. So, kitaon naton bangin sa IS or sa view box, nakaka-artifact tayo. So, that's part of your quality control test. Next, mayroon tayong cassettes and screens. So part may tinatawag tayong wire mesh test. Okay, so yung contact ng ating cassette at saka intensifying screen. Darkroom fog, your safe light test that you performed last semester. So semi-annually or once a year. Screen film contact. O, ito na pala yung wire mesh test. Collimation check annually, SID indication, automatic collimation check, lead apron check, program review, that's annually, and radiation safety review, that's every 2 years. Okay, so kaya naatasan sa akin, or ako mismo, inatasan ko yung sarili ko na mag-handle ng QA/QC. Although, dati hindi talaga ako nagtuturo nito. Ang ano kasi, one of the mandates ng DOH FDA is yung trained ng radiation safety officer training is siya din yung magiging quality assurance and quality control technologist ng institution. So since I am trained ng TUV Rhineland ng radiation safety officer, so I have Whether I like it or not, I have to teach quality assurance and quality control. So, ganun din yung mangyayari sa inyo. If you train yourself as radiation safety officer, so probably ikaw din yung magiging QA technologist or QC technologist. Okay? Sige. Baka may mga nakalimutan ako. Okay. Don't hesitate to ask me, ha? Okay. So, next. The frequency of QC tests depends on many variables, including inherent variability of the process or equipment. So, the age, reliability, and frequency of use of the equipment, the criticality of the element in the imaging chain. So, hindi na ako mag-go deeper kasi yung itong mga factors na to will be found out as you conduct your quality control tests. If a process is quite variable, then it must be monitored most frequently than one that is inherently stable. Often, older equipment is less reliable and less stable. Kaya nga, kung mabalyo kita ng X-ray machine tapos nag-iha na siya, so mas sige-sige na aton pag-monitor iya. Okay? Kumbaga, usa nga tawo kung nagtitika-arog na, nagdadamo na't medisina kasi napalya na at lawas, di ba? So, ganun gihapon X-ray machine. And danay nga ni, kung nagtitikaihan na, kailangan mag-purchase ka ng bagong X-ray machine. This equipment will have to be monitored and more frequently than newer, more stable equipment. Finally, a critical element is one that can significantly affect image quality or patient dose. For example, the entire imaging chain may depend on the photographic processor to produce the final product, a radiographic image. Okay, so na-mention ko ba kanina ang Quality Management System, the QMS. So, usa dito may tinatawag kasi kita nga 5S. So, sorting out, training, standardizing. So, sorting out pa lang, masosort out natin all the functional machine or equipment or needs for replacement, not functional. So, masosort out natin siya dito. So, this, along with the fact that photographic process has the potential to vary significantly, indicates that the processor must be monitored more frequently than any other element in the imaging chain. What else? Okay, so we have the QA/QC team. As I've been saying, the overall output of the hospital or your institution is not a one-man show. So, this is a collaborative effort of every member of your institution. So, sabi ko nga kanina, pag mag-smile pala itiyo guard or itiyo receptionist, aton client, iba na't appeal. How much more pag when nag-undergo na siya ng kanyang radiographic procedure. Tapos, parang naging comfortable naman, naging overall maganda. So, every member of the department has contributed for the output. And later on, the client mismo, siya na yung magiging promoter ng inyong product ng hospital. So, as with QA or QC requires a team effort, QC is principally the responsibility of medical physicists. In private offices, clinics, and hospitals, the medical physicist establishes the QC program and oversees its implementation at a frequency determined by the activity of the institution. Paano pag wala tayong medical physicist? Sabi nga natin, there is a scarce supply of medical physicists here in the Philippines. So ito, routine, daily, weekly, and monthly QC testing should be performed by a technologist. Ikaw nga radtech nga RSO trained or sabi ko nga kanina, ikaw naman automatic at magiging QA/QC technologist and reviewed periodically by a diagnostic medical physicist. This testing is normally performed with simple QC instruments and phantoms. Like for example, coin test for collimation, wire mesh for screen film contact. So again, sige lang kay as we go along with our discussion starting next week, medyo iba na't mukha. Dire na I won't be discussing more about leadership, more of the flow of the department. We'll be discussing more narrowed down to the QC testing for radiologic technologists. Tests with quarterly to annual frequencies may be performed either by a diagnostic medical physicist or a well-trained QC technologist working under the supervision of a medical physicist, depending upon the complexity of the test and the competency of the technologist. Responsibility for training of all personnel utilized for quality control and analysis of all results is the responsibility of the diagnostic medical physicist. Okay, so kung wala, again, ikaw nga radtech, ng RSO or QA, ikaw magpe-perform. In addition to ensuring quality patient care, a QC program in radiology is conducted for other reasons. Our litigious society demands GC records. Some insurance carriers pay for services only from facilities with approved QC programs. Sabi ko nga kanina, requirement na yan talaga ngayon ng Department of Health na meron tayong quality assurance and quality control manual. So which means parang we already fine-tuning our services in our institution. Okay? TJC will not place its seal of approval on facilities that do not have an ongoing QC program. Most states, through the Department of Health and with guidance from the Council of the Radiation Control Program Directors, CRCPD, require QC by regulation. Yung mga napansin natin kaninang QC tests are recommendations from the Radiation Control Program Directors or Council of Radiation Control Program Directors. Okay, so how about kung walang TJC? So, uso na ngayon yan. Meron na tayong ISO certification. So, sabi ko nga, if you are planning to work abroad, mas maganda kung doon kayo mag-a-apply sa TJC certified or ISO certified na mga healthcare institutions. Kasi feeling ng employer natin abroad that we are already practicing the expected output from a radiologic technologist. Okay? Okay, so here in the Philippines, may mga iba-iba tayong standards. Okay, so let's start with the Republic Act 7431 or this is the Radiologic Technology Act of 1992. So na sections 4 and 5. So well-defined na ano yung mga, sabi nga natin kanina, di ba, the 10-step practices of the TJC, we have to delineate the scope of practice. So, identified anong talaga magiging role ng X-ray technologist versus the radiologic technologist. And, sabi nga dito, sa Republic Act 7431, kailangan licensed. Sir, paano pag wala tapos nag-X-ray? Actually, that's one of my disappointments in our government. Kasi even public hospitals who are supposedly governing to this Republic Act are violators of the law. They keep on accepting applicants, kesyo kilala ni ganito, kesyo ganon, who are not yet PRC holder, tinatanggap sa kanilang institution to work as radiologic technologist. Mali yun, di ba? Kaya nga sa advice ko sa inyo, para wala kayong issue in the future, kailangan galingan nyo. Ngayon pa lang galingan nyo. Yung conviction nyo as maging radtech is talagang makikita na sa inyo, mamamanifest na. Hindi kasi ganito, gusto lang ng mother na mag-radtech, kaya nagpa-enroll ng radtech, sabihin nyo. Kasi pag hindi kayo pumasa ng board exam, tapos mag-practice kayo sa hospital, that's an illegal practice based on the Republic Act 7431. So, kayo lang kung talaga you will follow the practice sa mga nakikita nyong nagpa-practice sa mga hospital na hindi naman licensed, nakakahiya yun. Mahihiya kayo mismo yung nakakahiya. Diba? So, basahin natin ulit yung mga nasa Republic Act 7431 kasi isa yun sa mga standards ng okay, sabi nga natin, diba? Why do we have to study this quality assurance and quality control? Kasi sabi natin, we have to elevate the standard of practice as radiologic technologist. Pero kung mandato pa lang ng 7431, hindi na natin na-follow, how can we elevate the standard of our practice? Okay? So, hopefully, in a video, maging wake-up call pa man gihapon sa mga government hospitals. na nag-accept ng mga underboard, wala pang license na mga radtech. Mahiya naman kayo sa mga licensed na radtech, di ba? Okay, so another standard for educational purposes, this is on the CHED Memorandum Order number 7 series of 2018. Otherwise, this is known as Policies, Standards, and Guidelines for Radiologic Technology Education. So plug ko lang na we in the University of Eastern Philippines, we have already now the Certificate of Program Compliance, which means we already followed or nasa implementation stage na tayo for what is mandated by the CMO 7 series of 2018. And congratulations guys! Kaparte naman kayo sa achievement ng University of Eastern Philippines. So by November or by December, we will be applying for level 1 accreditation of the accrediting agency of chartered colleges and universities in the Philippines, AACUP. So level 1 na tayo. Parang although late tayo kasi we are the only or the first state university in the Philippines that offered BS Radiologic Technology program, parang nakaka-proud lang na magle-level 1 na tayo. Yung ibang school nga hindi nagpapa-accredit, 'di ba? Okay, so parang it's an achievement. So kung mapapansin nyo, ano yung mga laboratory standards, faculty requirements para sa mga nagtuturo ng BSRT program. So nakasaad lahat 'yan sa CMO 7 series of 2018. Okay? Next, of course, we have the RPSE or the Radiation Protection and Survey Evaluation Checklist of the Food and Drug Administration, which is under the Department of Health. Sila kasi yung mag-check ng ating mga institution if we are compliant sa mga nakasaad sa Administrative Order 35 series of 1994. Lahat ng mga requirements sa X-ray machine, accessories, admin, nakasaad lahat yan dyan sa RPSE checklist. Okay? So, that was our standard. Okay, so siguro I have to end my lecture at this point in time kasi sabi ko nga, we cannot tackle everything about quality assurance and quality control. So, although we narrowed it down sa level ng radiography, we will just focus our topics on the quality control tests. Sa quality assurance system or the quality management system, basically nandun na siya sa leadership, administration, and entrepreneurship. Okay, so that would end. So our bottom line is, again, otrohon ko laha, why do we have to study quality assurance? Because as I've been saying, quality beats quantity all the time. So kung ano yung na-deliver mo na service, ano yung na-produce mong quality ng image, ano yung quality na naibigay mo sa patient mo, the way you perform the radiograph, will be your identity in our society. Kung hindi mo gustong mabash, kailangan in overall, from pag-accept ng patient, sa pagdala ng ating X-ray machine, sa pag-produce ng image, is maganda good quality can I say. So, hindi pa dyan nagtatapos ngayon because, as we've been saying, quality can be defined, measured, and improved upon. So, kung dati, sabi ni Miss Binetero at ni Mr. Alba na for beginners, maganda na yung image quality nila. So, na-define na based sa standards ng ating libro, di ba? Radiographic image quality based on the film, the geometry, and the subject factors. Okay, so we will try to level it up using this subject, the quality assurance and quality control. Okay, so since we are in a virtual classroom, so all I can say is I can still entertain your questions if you have. Please log in to your Moodle account using our UEP e-learning portal platform, or you may comment your questions via the Facebook Messenger through our group chat. For offline, You may text or call me if you have concerns. And of course, you may comment your questions on this YouTube video. So that will be all for today. See you next week. And again, ano to? With quality assurance and quality control, your department, your hospital will save money, will save time, and will save effort. Kaya we have to keep elevating, we have to keep raising the standard of practice as radiologic technologists through this quality assurance and quality control subject. Okay, see you next week. Bye-bye!